We have created a mentorship program where adults can sign up to be mentors, and they are paired with children to discuss emotions and how to regulate them. The age of the children are 6 to 13 years old, and we've chosen this issue because some children don't have safe people in their lives to express themselves to, whether it be abusive parents or neglectful parents. They need someone who will listen to them and teach them these skills. And kids need to know about this program because it could change their lives or when they get a job and go to college. And kids.
Hi, this is Emma Marshall speaking now.
Vygotsky's social cultural theory really helps explain our mentorship program. We thoroughly believe that children are active agents in their learning. In the mentorship program, they're going to get as much as they give. If they're open and vulnerable, that's how they're going to learn best. Children also learn through social interactions in the culture they grow up in. So, how they interact with their mentor and with their peers will help them to see how they express their emotions. Later in this presentation, we're going to describe the learning activity, but that has a lot to do with how children are explaining what they feel based on their day and their social interactions in their day. The culture they grow up in also has an impact on how they display their emotions. Some cultures are more reserved in how they express what they're feeling, and others are more open. So it'll be the mentor's job to help figure that out and break down those barriers. Vygotsky views language as a foundation for higher thinking, and this is very true in how we deal with different kids' emotions. Having the children express their emotions through language will help them organize their thoughts and feelings, and this is how they can grow in their emotional regulation. When they describe what they're feeling and why they feel like that, it will help them to think more logically about their situations and their feelings and to respond more appropriately. The organization of the workshop includes first signing up and finding volunteers. The volunteers in the workshop would be either adults or high school age students in the community who are willing to be a mentor for these younger age children. Volunteers who have gone through similar life experiences would be super beneficial for the child. However, we will take anyone who's willing to help. Um, it's very beneficial to include these volunteers, because they can help alleviate problems in the children's lives, support, and encourage them. Teachers would either email, send letters to parents, and then they would talk to their students about this mentorship program prior to the meeting. Teachers could also request specific attention towards certain kids if they feel like certain classmate would really benefit from this program. They could talk to the lead instigator of the program to talk with their parents and with those kids individually. So first they would have an informational meeting at school, either before or after, so that parents could come with their kids and listen in. Then kids would be paired with mentors, preferably one-on-one. However, if there is more kids and there are mentors, we could do 2 or 3 to a group. But preferably we'd want one-on-one so that kids can open themselves up and feel like the attention is given fully to them. At the informational meeting, they would discuss the responsibilities of both the mentors and the mentees. So the mentors have the responsibility of being there for their children, no matter what time of day it is, to focus the conversations on the children's emotions and to be an excellent role model in how they themselves display emotions. The children would be informed that they're going to get as much as they give into the program. So they would encourage the children to be vulnerable and open with their mentors and to trust them. Then, after the informational meeting, they would start meeting regularly with the children. And in those times, they would discuss emotions with their children using the chart provided, which we'll talk about later in the presentation. I organized it this way so that there'd be enough time to get the word out before having the meeting, and then giving parents and kids a time to think about it before they're paired up with a mentor. When they're meeting with the children, it's super important to remember with Vygotsky's theory that language organizes the thoughts and feelings of the children, and that they can express themselves appropriately in this way using their words instead of other means.
I'm Allie Jeremiah, and I'm going to share my slides. So our workshop was a mentor program, and it's similar to Big Brother, Big Sister, but our main difference is how children enter the program. There's anonymous submission, and anyone can join from ages 6 to 13. And instead of just the main focus is having a mentor, our main focus is having a mentor who can help the children express their emotions in a healthy and safe way. So our learning activity for our workshop was children take home a sheet of stoplights, and each day they can color green for a good day, yellow for an okay day, or red for a bad day. And this is more appropriate for the younger children because it's a metaphor they can understand easier. And older children can have a sheet with more complex emotions that they can color or write in throughout the day and explain why, whichever they choose to do. And as you can see in this pixel drawing right here, it's more appropriate for older children and more complex and different options for them to use. And children learn why and how they feel certain emotions when they're participating in this activity, and it helps them achieve our learning goal of coping with different emotions and expressing them in a healthy, appropriate way by talking about it with their mentor. And when their mentors aren't around, these children can journal about how they are feeling, whether it's good, bad, or in between, and continue to express their emotions in a healthy, safe, and appropriate way. When they talk with their mentor, it gives them an outlet which they might not have had before this program. So how this activity represents Vygotsky's theory, the stoplights help the children understand how they're feeling and why they feel this way. And it's more appropriate for younger children because it's an easy way for them to correlate, like red is negative emotions, yellow is okay, and green is good. And they can talk with their mentors about it and why they're feeling this way and what they can do to help influence their days be good within their control and see what made their good days bad and what days good and bad days bad. And this references Vygotsky's theory because he felt the best way to learn was through social interaction. His theory states that children are active agents in learning, and he believed in constructivism. And they learn through social interaction in the culture that they were raised in. And expressing through language was the best way to do it, and he believes that language was the foundation for higher thinking. And so when they share their emotions like this with their mentors through language and go through their days with their mentor, that is fulfilling the need of social interaction that Vygotsky thinks we need, and it also fills his belief of language being the foundation for higher thinking. And how the workshop as a whole references his theory is that it gives students an outlet to express their emotions that they might not have had before. Because many of these students will come from broken homes or with uninvolved or neglectful parents or caregivers, and they likely have many negative emotions pent up and nowhere to turn to express them. So with their mentors, they have a place to talk about experiences and just get advice and just someone to talk to about their emotions and just anything they really need to because they might not have had that before. And all these things fill the need for social interaction and learning, overall improving the quality of their learning and improving their mental health in general.
All right, so now we're going to talk about addressing diversity issues. There are no requirements. That means anyone can participate. We want any child or minor to feel like they can come and talk if they need help or just to participate if that's what they want to do. For mentors who want to become, well, adults who want to become mentors, I should say, they have to go through like a background check, making sure that they are acceptable to be around children, making sure there's no criminal background on them, all that kind of stuff. And we want to make sure the mentors are understandable with children's dealings with like hardships and stuff, like disorders, mental illnesses, and just possibly coming to terms with who they are, whether they could be like in the LGBTQ community, or they have an eating disorder, or they have severe PTSD or something like that. And we don't want the mentors to judge anyone, even if their beliefs contradict their mentor's own individual beliefs. We don't want that. We want them to understand that, yes, there is a difference. They might believe something else, but we want you to support them, not belittle them because of what they feel and what they believe, basically. And by doing this, it just makes sure the children feel safe and accepted. And if this doesn't happen, and we doesn't mean we won't accept willing participants, but we do want the participants to, know if the kids feel unsafe or if they don't trust the people and the mentors, or an incident happens and gets into a little rough situation, they will be paired up with someone else depending on the situation, I should say. If it's bad, they will be asked to leave the program. If it's bad, cops will be involved probably, but you know. And we hope that everyone can just learn more about themselves and everyone they meet, so that they can change for the better. In diversity promotion and goal of the mentorship, the goal is just to be able to address all types of diversity, just whether it's within yourself, within other people, within the world, basically within like cultures, and like how it's different, how it's similar, how I'm different from other people, how I feel things different from other people, and then yada yada yada. And to help promote children's understanding of diversity, excuse me, we would celebrate multiple different cultural traditions, celebrate the similarities and differences, and also set good examples for them. I think that's the most important one for them, is just set good examples for them, because not a lot of children have those good role models. They have people they look to not become. They have those people they don't want to become. That's kind of their thing. They don't have people to look up to. They just have their person that they don't want to become. We want to be their people that they want to become. They want to feel like, okay, this is a really cool group. This is what they do. This is good. And we also want to like find creative, understandable ways to teach them, because not all kids can understand, you know, just talking to them. So like videos, like Kids Academy videos might be able to help a little better with that. Emotional diversity. We want everyone to make sure they are safe. The mentors, the kids, it's everyone. Mainly, we want the kids to feel safe, because this mentorship is all about the kids, to be honest. It is all about them, their well being, getting them to like be able to come to terms with who they are and be able to improve themselves. And we want to make sure they're safe, but we also want to make sure if something is bad is happening with a student, mentors are safe as well. Or like something, we want everyone to be safe, is what I'm trying to say here. And we want to make sure that feelings are being noted as valid and they're never made fun of, because that happens a lot in this world and we don't want that to continue. And emotional well being has a major impact on physical health. For example, like I said here, if someone is being bullied or they are severely depressed, their immune system can be compromised, and it could be really bad. Like if they're really, really down and really depressed, you could see them get bruises a lot, or you can see them catching this flu a lot, or there's a numerous amount of things. And just being aware of your emotions can lead to a significant improvement of health. And we just want to recognize that all emotions and feelings are valid, and we don't want to discriminate on anything, and we will just want to make sure that the kids know and that they know that other people's feelings are valid as well. All right, so I'm going to move my little picture so you can see the whole thing, but it's just basically how this mentorship represents the Vygotsky's theory. It's basically, that theory is where children come from diverse backgrounds with cognitive and physical tools and social cultural contexts for how they grow up. Everyone is diverse, they have different ways of growing up, and this is what it basically highlights. And I have hard time saying this name. This, or Vygotsky's theory highlights the importance of nurture, but so does this workshop. Basically, we want to be there for the kids. We want to show them through interactions with others that there is good out there, basically, that they can grow. We want to help them grow to become better. Maybe they can do it to other people to make them better in the future. And most likely it will stick that with them if it's at a young age. We want that. We hope for that. And it's a good thing. And just communication through one-on-one time also represents how people are able to communicate through understandings of meetings, which is language, which is also a huge part of this theory. And this is also a huge part of this workshop too. If it, like, talking is basically, yes, there's going to be quite a few activities and stuff, but we want to do some talking too. Stress-free, safe environments. We want everyone to feel safe, comfortable for the parents too, mainly at school. And just at school because there's a diverse group and there's always on the weekdays. Here's just a few citations from what we used throughout the whole presentation here. And yeah, that is all. Thank you so much for watching this presentation on our workshop here, and I hope you have a good day.